All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah, happy to be back.
Today, we're going to be checking out the Merlion in Singapore.
Oh, yeah, the Merlion.
And, if you're listening to this deep dive, you probably already know what the Merlion is.
Yeah, seen pictures.
But we're gonna dig a little deeper.
We're going to find out some stuff that maybe you don't know.
Yeah. So, let's just jump right in.
Okay.
So, we've got this creature that's half lion, half fish.
That's right, lion head, fish body.
So what's the deal? What's the story there?
Well, the lion head part of that is a reference to Singapore,
Okay.
which is the Malay word that means lion city, and that comes from a legend about how Singapore got its name.
Okay.
And there was a prince, his name was Sang Nila Utama, and he landed on the island, and he saw a creature that he thought was a lion.
Hmm.
So that's how they got the name Singapore.
Oh, interesting.
And then the fish body represents Singapore's history as a fishing village.
Right.
Before they were a global financial center and all that,
Mhm.
it was called Temasek, which means sea town.
Okay, so this Merlion, this statue, this icon,
Right.
it really kind of speaks to like the whole history,
The whole story.
the whole story of Singapore.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from a fishing village to 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 like a global financial center, a global powerhouse, like all in one statue.
Yeah, and you can think about it too as like the two parts of it representing sort of like ideas.
Oh,
Like you have the strength, like the power of the lion,
Mhm.
but then also the resourcefulness
okay.
and the connection to the sea with the fish. So it's like
It's a great blend.
it's sort of like this blend of, being strong but also being adaptable, kind of, I don't know, it's cool.
Yeah, no, I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. And that makes sense given like
Yeah.
the way Singapore has grown.
And I think it's fascinating too how the Merlion has kind of evolved in the eyes of the people of Singapore.
Okay.
Like, when they first built it in 1972, I think some people were like, it's a tourist trap. It's like a made-up symbol.
Yeah.
But over the years, I think people have really embraced it,
Hmm.
and it's become this like real source of pride for Singaporeans.
It's interesting how these things, sometimes when they're first made, you're like,
You don't really get it.
yeah, you don't really know how you feel about it.
Yeah,
And then it just sort of it grows on you, it
Yeah.
becomes part of the culture.
totally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the most famous Merlion statue is the one at Merlion Park, and that's a great spot.
Right.
Beautiful view of the city, but I bet you didn't know that there's actually a few
Oh, what are
little smaller Merlions all over the city.
like little mini Merlions?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fun. So it's almost like you could have a little like, scavenger hunt.
You could do like a Merlion tour of Singapore.
Yeah. I like that. That's cool. Okay, so now let's talk practicalities here. Right. Let's say somebody is planning a trip to Singapore. They're like, I want to go see this Merlion.
Okay.
What are the best times to go? Like, when are you really going to get like the full Merlion experience?
Well, yeah, that's a good question. And it's a busy city, so
Mm.
crowds are always a factor.
Sure.
So if you're someone who likes to have things to yourself a little bit more, I would say go early in the morning.
Well, exactly.
Like 6 a.m. to 9:00 a.m., that kind of time.
You get that beautiful morning light.
That's right. And it's a little cooler in the morning.
Sure, right. It's a tropical country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, then again, you could go in the evening too.
Yeah, I was going to say, what about seeing it at night, all lit up?
I mean, that's pretty spectacular too.
Yeah.
6:00 p.m. to 9:00 p.m. you can watch the sunset over the skyline. You get the city lights.
I can only imagine.
It's pretty beautiful.
And what about time of year? I know Singapore's a tropical country, so I imagine weather is a factor.
Yeah, definitely. The dry season is the most popular time to visit.
When's that?
That's February to April.
Okay.
But even during the monsoon season, November to January, usually the rain comes in like quick bursts, so.
So it's not really gonna ruin your trip.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Okay, great. Any insider tips for our listeners if they're gonna make the trip?
Well, like we were saying about the crowds, weekdays are definitely going to be less crowded
Okay.
than weekends or holidays.
Sure.
And also keep in mind like big events. Like the Singapore Grand Prix.
Ah, right, yeah.
If that's going on, it's going to be packed down there.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
All right, and the last thing, just the practicalities. How do you actually get to Merlion Park?
Well, the public transport in Singapore is great.
I hear it's great.
So I would say, take the MRT. That's the train. You can
Yeah.
take that to Raffles Place Station.
Okay.
And then exit H. And it's about a 10-minute walk to Marina Bay.
Easy peasy.
Or you could take a bus.
Okay.
There's a few different bus lines that stop near Fullerton Road or Esplanade Drive.
Okay.
And there's some stops like Fullerton Square or Esplanade Bridge. Those would be good ones.
Okay. Yeah.
And, if you're already kind of down by the bay,
Yeah.
by Marina Bay Sands or Clark Quay, it's pretty easy to walk there.
Yeah, nice. All right, well, I think that about covers it.
I think so too.
I don't know, it makes me think about, like, all the other cities in the world that have these symbols.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the Merlion.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are those symbols, and how do those symbols capture the, like, the essence of the city?
Yeah.
It's really interesting to think about. So maybe that's something you can think about.
There you go.
What's the symbol of your city? What does it mean? How does it capture, the history?
What does it say about the people?
Yeah, the people, the hopes, the aspirations. All right, so thanks for joining us on another deep dive.
Yeah, this was fun.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya. Bye. Bye.